Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to use the Convolve filter. So if we are looking in the documentation again, first thing to do, Convolve lets you create custom filter effects by supplying your own filter image. This image is used as the convolution matrix. So if we look for convolution filter on Wikipedia, you're going to find this article that I think is explaining quite clearly what it is. And you can see examples here, and it's going to be, I think, pretty clear to you. The kernel, the matrix, is the filter we're applying to an image, to a pixel really. So for each pixel, this is the pixel itself, and then this is all the pixels around it. So here you can see this matrix here as a 1 in the middle. It means the central pixel is going to remain the same, and all the pixels around are a 0, which means that they're not going to be affected. And therefore, you're going to have exactly the same image. So this matrix here is creating exactly the same image as the original image. And you can see all the different types of things we could do with a convolution filter with a matrix. So for example here, if you do negative around and 5 in the center, then you still have a total of 1. So the intensity of the image will remain the same, but then you will have this effect that is sharpening everything. If you do everything at 1, then it's going to be a blur. If you are doing something like this, you will have a Gaussian blur. And you see here it's divided by the amount of pixels, so everything remains 1. If you were to not do that, everything will be 9 times brighter. And you can see all the types of filter we can apply. So we can test that really quickly in Nuke. Again, I'm starting for a blank Nuke so you guys can redo that at home. I think the best way is to start with a noise to get a lot of small pixels. So let's see, we're going to do that, and we're going to do this until we have a lot of small pixels. Maybe that's too bright. There you go, something like that. So we can see we have a bunch of like single pixels. All right, so if I look at that and I apply a matrix to it, like this. We pick the size of the matrix. So if we want to do the same thing that is here, for example, then we can pick a 3x3. That's perfect. And here we have the same thing as we have on the website. So if I have this here and I just do 1, then nothing happens. The image is exactly the same. If I put 1 on one side and 1 on the other side, then here it's like that. What you can also do is normalize everything, which will do the same thing as dividing by the total amount of all the values in there. That's basically what happens here when they divide by the amount of values, right? Like here it's all, the total is 16, so they divide by 16. So it's a little bit of math at the beginning to show you that. I don't know if it's absolutely necessary, but I think it gives you a good idea of how this works. And you can see here I'm drawing a cross, and then the pixel here become a cross. If I were to have a 0.5 here, right? I mean, you're starting to get the idea of how this works. So basically, the Convolve filter is exactly the same thing as a matrix, except that, like the documentation says, you can input your own image instead of writing numbers in a matrix. So let's try it out. So for example, I'm going to create an image that you can input in the filter. So you have to be wary of the size of your filter, because the bigger your filter is, the longer this is going to take to process, right? For every pixel in that frame here, it will basically apply whatever you have in your filter on it. So let's take a small image. Let's do 256. It's already a little big, but let's do that. Let's draw something on this. Draw something alike. And now, yes, use that as a filter in our image, and we'll apply it to the noise. So let's see what it does. Okay, that's what it does. It's going to apply that image on every little pixel we see here. So you can see there's probably a bright pixel out there, very bright one, this one likely. And so you can resize this. And again, you always have to be careful what you're looking at here, because if you were to look at the result of the Convolve filter as you're resizing this, it could go crazy pretty quickly, because you can have like a super big image here. So let's do that. Let's make it small, 50 by 50. This is going to be a little faster. There you go. So now you can see every single pixel is doing that image. So it's applying that filter here. So you can keep in mind that you can have positive values here, like we have here, but you can also have negative values, and you could create with negative values, you could create something along the line of edge detection filter or all this kind of stuff. But the main way of using it is how I'm using it too most of the time, is to fake defocus filters. So if you look at the defocus filter in Nuke, it is actually a convolution filter as well. It's exactly the same thing. So if I can apply here, it's going to do a convolution filter, but this time with a disk instead of a custom image. So if you want to do the same thing as that here, it's easy. In our filter here, we just have to draw a disk. Let's do this. Okay, now I can look at that and it's doing exactly the same thing as the defocus was doing, right? Basically applying the disk everywhere it finds a pixel. So you have this kind of things going on. So the fun thing about this is that you can actually, instead of using that, and instead of having a defocus that is pretty boring really because they're all like perfect disk, then you can modify your filter. Well, let's say we're gonna put some noise in this. Put some noise. Let's do it this way. That kind of noise, and multiply this. There you go. So we have this kind of circle now. So now you can see it's doing a noise. So it's a little more interesting. If you were to do like a blowing a background, it'll be a little more interesting. Even more interesting to do is to actually look online for bokeh. So if you go online and you look for something along the line of single bokeh, for example, you can just browse, find something, maybe like this guy or something you like, and you can apply that to your own image. So I already downloaded one that I found that was nice, this guy. So it's cool, it's looking nice. The problem with this image is that if I'm applying, first of all, again, you have to check the size, it's pretty big. If I'm applying this as a filter on my noise here, what will happen is that all this area that is empty is going to be also part of the filter. So it will process a lot of stuff for no reason because it's going to be all black here. So the thing you want to do is either crop this, or you can also create a B box here. Then in the Convolve filter, you could use shape, and that will use just a B box. So let's say we're doing that. We are cropping this, and we're gonna crop to the border. Make sure you don't crop any white. You just crank this up, and then try to keep the center in the center. All right, so this is it. So now I have still a big image, but the B box is this size. So the filter will take only this what's in the B box. So let's take that. Let's replace this whole thing here, and keep the reformat. So I have like a thing that is small altogether. And let's try that. See what it does. Okay, it's taking, again, you think it's taking that, but actually it's taking the alpha channel. So you have to either take this and put it into your alpha channel, or you have to, in your Convolve filter, use the input channel, and then it will use the input channel instead of using the alpha channel. So if you look at the results now, we have nice little bokehs that are based off our original one, and that's a much better look for a blurred background. So that's the first way of using Convolve filters. And one of you guys asked me in the comments to explain how I could use that for a flare filter. I think the Convolve filter is a way that is not cheap in terms of rendering time, but is a way of applying a pattern to just one single pixel. So let's do a test here, for example. Okay, so let's say I have, there you go, small little dot, and I'm gonna make it really bright, so it's gonna be easy to visualize. I'm applying my Convolve filter to only this. What will happen is, so I can see my bokeh here applied, and I can see it here on my convolution filter. The reason why it's a little blurry is probably because this is too big, right? If it was to be exactly 1 pixel like this, then you would have more detail, and it'll be probably a little better looking. There you go. So now I do need to make it a little brighter. All right, a little more. 20, 30, there you go. So that's my first, let's say my flare is here, right, in space. And that's my controller for my flare. I'm controlling it with this. Let's say I'm gonna put like a transform so it's easier to move around. Put the center here, and there you go. So now when I move that, I'm moving my dot with it. So see how it takes a little time to process, right? It's not, it's fine. So now what I could do with this is I could transform this based on the center of my image, and so it will move it on the focal axis, because if you look at the lens flare, all the elements of the lens flare, they kind of go through the center of the frame, right? So if I were to scale this down, then I would put my filter here at a different place. You could do that many times, so let's try that real quick. So let's make it a little bigger, this filter. There you go. Okay, so now I have a bigger filter. I'm going to crank this 200. Okay, 300, so it's very visible. So now I have this point here, and I'm going to scale it to put it somewhere else, let's say here. Then the same thing here, I'm going to move it by -1 this time, and then I'm going to do it again. This one is 0.7, -1, I'm going to put 0.3. And then I'm going to do that again, 1.1 or 1.2. Something like that, right? So you can do that multiple times. Let's do it a couple more times. I think it'll be more explicit at the end. So 0.8, I think we're good. And now you have all these elements, but they're all on the same line. If I were to put it together, let's say take a blend, it'll be easier to do that. Now you can start to see what I'm talking about. Let's not normalize it so it's brighter. So now let's imagine this was my source of light. Now if I move it, you can see how it acts as a lens flare, right? So that's basically how I did a gizmo a few years back that were doing that kind of stuff, kind of imitating lens flares, and that's how I did it basically. It's and then just with a few expressions, you can make it so it's easier to manipulate, and you don't have to do all this thing. You know, it's already kind of in the gizmo. But that's basically the idea. You can make different ones, you know, and then comp them together, and it will make a more complex lens flare. So you can have a lot of fun with this, I think. So that's basically the idea overall on here with the bigger lens flare. That's basically the idea overall of the convolution filter. So it's a very simple filter. You have to be careful because it can cost quite a lot if you're not wary of the size of the filter. But I hope it helps. If you guys have other questions, please let me know in the comments, and you have a good one.